Russell Poole was a Los Angeles police detective who handled the murder case of the late, great Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace, who was gunned down in cold blood on March 9, 1997 in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles at the age of just 24. His career began in 1981 when he joined the LAPD following in the footsteps of his father, who was a 27-year LA County sheriff. After becoming a detective trainee only 3 years after being sworn in, he spent over 9 years as a homicide investigator, taking cases all the way to trial on at least 135 homicide cases and assisted on over 500 more. He even helped solve the murder of comedian Bill Cosby's son, Enos, and also was one of the officers involved in the investigation into the North Hollywood shootout, just days before the murder of Biggie. As one of the top detectives for his department, he was assigned to fully investigate the murder of Biggie and to fully investigate another case with the corruption of an officer, Kevin Gaines. After gathering information, Poole found out that dirty cops played a role. One of the officers Poole said was involved was named David Mack, who was sent to prison for robbing a bank in 1997 for over $700,000. The same year Biggie was killed. Poole said Mack owned the same type of car driven by the gunman who shot Biggie, and a friend of Mack's resembles a police sketch of the shooter. After months of investigating, Poole accused LAPD officer David Mack, along with Mack's friend Amir Muhammad, of being strategic in the murder. He also claimed he had enough evidence to prove that David Mack had ties to the CEO of Death Row Records, Marion Suge Knight, and possibly other officers in the murder. Some of the sources he had on David Mack was that he grew up in the same neighborhood as Suge Knight in Compton. He was in the same gang as Suge Knight, the Bloods, and was a frequent visitor at Suge Knight's private parties, and wore the same blood red clothes as Suge Knight and the Blood gangs. Poole sent all his evidence to the then chief of the Los Angeles Police Department, Bernard C. Parks. His conclusion, after several months of investigation, wasn't taken well by the chief, who ordered Poole to cease all investigations of Officer David Mack because he was in jail for bank robbery. Russell Poole got angry at the chief and the LAPD's handling the case and quit and retired from the department in late 1999, just 1 year away from having served 20 years with the department, because he knew the info he gathered in Biggie's case involved police officers, some of whom worked off-duty for Death Row Records. After a long and rewarding career and now being forced into early retirement, Russell Poole stated that he almost took his own life, but it was his kids that actually saved him from committing suicide. Furthermore, he filed a lawsuit against the LAPD for violating his First Amendment rights by preventing him from going to the public with his information. Now a private investigator, he continued independently to operate investigating the murder on his own. He was included in the 2001 interview with VH1 in the documentary film Biggie and Tupac, released in 2001 by Nick Broomfield. On an interview he did on CNN in 2011, Russell Poole explained how the LAPD chief Bernard Parks told him to stop his investigation into the murders of the Notorious B.I.G., which then led him to quit and retire from the force in 1999. He explained, "I think I was getting too close to the truth. I think they feared the truth would be a scandal." Poole believed that the LAPD wanted him dead because of his investigation of the department's handling of Biggie's murder case. Biggie's estate, led by his mother, Violetta Wallace, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the LAPD in 2002, but the suit was later dismissed. On August 19, 2015, Russell Poole was interviewing a Los Angeles police captain for his tell-all book titled Chaos Merchants. He was writing about Biggie's murder when he suffered a heart attack and died while meeting with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's homicide investigators to discuss the case. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. Some believe Russell Poole was murdered to cover up corruption inside the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Greg Kading, author of the book Murder Rap, and former Los Angeles Police Department detective, best known for working on a multi-law enforcement task force that investigated the murders of rap stars Tupac and Biggie Smalls, claimed Russell Poole was not in his best health and has been under extreme stress the last couple years due to a lot of personal problems. City of Lies, a movie based on the non-fiction book Labyrinth by Randall Sullivan, which covers the investigation into Biggie's death, has reportedly been pulled from its release a month before it was due to come out. The film had a difficult production process with Johnny Depp, who played Russell Poole, allegedly assaulted a crew member. Russell Poole was 58 years old when he passed. R.I.P. Russell Poole.